Hello, good morning, and welcome to episode 36 of Nebula Quest. I am Noden, your host, as always. So, today, we're actually going to start our video here, actually outside of space. I was just in here in the graphics, so one of the things that has happened since our last episode is the Power Play update has come in, and we can now do things to try to gain influence with people and do things, and that's cool if that's what you're for. We're explorers. Doesn't really apply to us as far as I can tell. I'll probably look into it a little bit more, but we'll find out. But I came in here anyways, and I was looking at the screen and it looked different, so I was like, okay, let's check to make sure that all of our graphics settings are about where they were, and I noticed this right here, pilot gender, and I didn't notice that was in there before. So it may have been. I don't know what difference it makes, but there it is. So, and just, in case you're wondering, hey, I'm a girl, and this is my voice. It's totally fine that my voice sounds like this. And I want to be represented in my gender or in the gender that I identify with. And so there you go. It's there for you. Actually, no, more importantly, so we've got power plays. That's pretty big news, in the grand scheme of things. Oh, look at that. See, galactic powers. We can go right there. We can see the power standings. The Federation is in number 1, apparently. I have no idea what it means. So, interesting. I really need to read up on that a little bit. Holy shiza. There is a lot of stuff that's updated. Oh my god, look at this. Oh, this has changed a bit. This has changed a bit. Okay, let's... I think the home button, we'll head to the home. Just take us home. Okay, I need to try and find my bearings, get my bearings going. Alright, so we're coming over this way somewhere. Pop me to here. How far is that? Not terribly. It's a little bit weird. I don't like that it doesn't show me. I suppose it's better that it doesn't show me the color and whatnot of the planet, of the star there, because I was kind of using that to cheat, so I knew where I could go for fuel. Is there a... That's a map. Oh, there we go. Realistic map. And then there's the power play option. I see. She's not bad looking. She's pretty attractive, for somebody from the Empire. Alright, so there we go. So we can get back to our old-fashioned map, and we can just rock from there. Is that going to take me somewhere? Oh, goodness. It just goes so much farther now. Like, where we can jump to. I wonder if it'll plot me all the way here. It will do. Holy shit. How far is that? 138, not that far even. But it will plot me all the way out there. That's so cool. Okay, so how far can we actually say, hey, we want to come this way? Okay, so if I wanted to... Oh, no. Come back off. Okay. Will it plot me to there? I don't think it will. No, it will. Look at that, it will. Yeah, that's good enough for me. Alright. I ain't picky today. Yeah, so we got the power play thing going on. Like I said, I need to find out what's really going to be more involved with that. Now that we're properly into it. It's not on beta anymore or anything like that. Now that it's affecting everything, I just want to make sure that it isn't going to affect us, or if it does, see if there's a way that we can incorporate it into our daily explorative lives. But this is a landmark episode, episode 36, landmark episode, because for the first time in months, I've actually got topics to talk about. Yes. That was too fast. Yes.
Frameshift drive
It's like
charging.
I actually took a moment and figured out what I wanted to talk about, and I have no idea if it's going to be enough. Now that I've babbled on for 5 minutes about nothing, it might be, but we'll find out. So the first thing I wanted to talk about was actually something that we talked about in the past a bit, and that is audiobooks, and specifically how I think I mentioned in the last time we were talking about audiobooks that I was about to start listening to a non-fiction one, which is like a history from somewhere to some. Okay, let's pull it up here. Let's be cool about this. Oh, my phone's just taking pictures now. Are we jumping for a long time, or is it just me? This makes me nervous. This is what it was like when, like, it was in beta, and yeah, connection error. That's what I was thinking. Shit. Okay, that's all right. We'll use this downtime. Is it everything down? What if I back to there and then come out here? Well, let me... There's always tricks, kids. There's always tricks. Hopefully we won't have to go into private mode here. Alright, let's see. We're going to do all this over again. Well, let's not go quite as far. Let's just go over here. Yeah, so anyway, so non-fiction books. So I'm currently listening to History of the Ancient World by Susan Weiss Bauer. It's actually a book that I think I actually own. I think it's on my shelves. Or it's in a box. It may be one of the ones I packed up. I don't know. I think it's on a shelf somewhere. It's like sort of the first like non-fiction book that I've had on Audible here. So the first one that I've been listening to. And because most of the actual reading I do is non-fiction. I don't read that much fiction. In the past, I always read loads and loads of fiction. It's just more recently I haven't been. I'm worried about this man. Oh, we made it somewhere. Somewhere big. Okay, let's slow it down. Slow it down. Yes, I'm sure. Alright, let's get a dubstep scanner. I'm sure we're going to find some stuff. Those look like objects. Those still look like objects.
Fuel scooping.
And they're great because I have, like, in my job I got lots of kind of time where I'm just kind of doing like tedious work where I don't need to be concentrating on anything other than just doing the work kind of a thing. So I can throw on like a audiobook and I can kind of like escape a little bit, or I can learn. Well, presumably I could learn, but more importantly I can kind of bring some entertainment to what is otherwise a unentertaining job. However, and this is sort of a meh, however, so I've been listening to this book and it's really actually really interesting. It's fairly well written. Actually, it's got some really funny, like the writing's actually sounds like. I almost wish I was reading it and not listening to it, because the writing seems to be really good, but the the narrator of the book has a very like proper like BBC World Service kind of voice. So it's just very like, all right, let's start ducking out of here. It's just very, it's not monotonous. It's just very rhythmic. He's got a specific pattern that he kind of follows as he reads, and that's kind of it. It's not very often that he kind of lifts out of it. And like the writing has some like jokes and some like light-hearted comments that are in it here and there. Those definitely look real bright and real big to me. I'm just going to... Okay. Except for now I gotta go behind me. Alright, okay, so it's by that little rooster-shaped thing. Let's just try to remember that. And so like a joke or something will come through, and it kind of gets lost in his reading. Like every once in a while he'll kind of pick up on it and you can hear the inflection, or maybe there's a bit of a smile, but otherwise it's almost like he reads it and you know you'll hear like a change in the... I wonder if there just really isn't anything else here. I'm surprised because they've got no orbit lines. You'll hear like, a break in the audio, in the recording or something like that, and you're like, and you can just tell, like, sometime, every once in a while he reads something, and he just gets done, and he hears himself say the joke, but because there's no inflection, you can just tell, he might pause and go, "Oh, I get it, that's funny." But that's like, there's no, in the actual recording, there's none of that. I don't know. I can't. It's not a bad, and the worst is, it's not a bad reading. It's sort of, I hate to say that it's almost exactly what you would expect of, like, a history audiobook to sound like. Like, when you think of an audiobook, this is sort of the voice and the style of reading I think that you expect to hear. And I think I've just gotten used to a little bit more, I don't know, dramatic reading, we'll say. Something that's got a little more emphasis. He's got a better cadence or something like that, a different cadence. And again, because it's been fiction, you have that flexibility a little bit too, but I don't know. And it doesn't help that a lot of material is fairly not dry, but sort of metered material as well. Okay, I'm going to say that there's nothing else bloody here. I can't be buggered. Couldn't be buggered. Yeah, so very interesting, very good. I do really enjoy listening to it. Sort of if I'm in the car or something like that, that's okay. But when I'm at work and I just need like something that'll help the time go by faster, I need to be entertained, and this isn't doing that. I'm enjoying it, but it's not making the time go by any faster. So I think I'm going to switch back to fiction with this month's credit, just so that I have something for those times when I need
frameshift drive charging.
When I need time to go by faster, I can use that. And that's it. Like, it's perfectly.
Frameshift drive charging.
Okay.
Frameshift
there we go. Thank you.
Charging.
Yeah, I really enjoy it, but it just doesn't make time go by any faster. So it's going to be one of those sort of like pick it up and put it down kind of books, I think. But yeah, so I don't know, enjoying it, but not like it's good, but not what I'm looking for, generally speaking. So it's like, yeah, it's one of those ones where if I was I really should just read it, because it's one of those, when you're in the mood to kind of like kick back and read, then this is sort of it. This isn't something that you do when you need downtime to just make time go by faster. Right. Man, that was, considering I'd prepared, well, I shouldn't say prepared. I thought of the fact that I wanted to talk about this, but other than that, like, I had an idea of what I wanted to talk about. I rambled that whole thing, and it was horrible. But it does actually, and related to that though, related to audiobooks, I should say, is I've come into like a semantic issue with that. Like, I was talking with, like a girl at work the other day, and we're talking about, what is it, the Game of Thrones books, whatever, and she's read all the Game of Thrones books, and so we were talking about, like, she hasn't watched the show yet, or at least the latest season, I should say, of the show. So she wanted to know, like, just roughly, like, well, where in the books they were, but what I ran into was an issue where I'm like, so if I listen to an audiobook of something, now, can I say that...
Warning,
move away, forgot, I'm not paying attention. Can I say that I read the book? Like...
Fuel scoop disengaged.
I totally get, like... I don't know, it's weird. Like, I totally get, like, okay, you can't say you read the book if you watched a movie. But if the movie was, like, word for word... Like, even if the movie was word for word exactly at, like, what the book was, you still didn't read the book. But if you're listening to somebody else read the book, like, actually just read the book, like an unabridged copy of the book, can you still say you read the book? I mean, I don't see... To me, there's no... I mean, okay, I guess I'm of two minds of this, because there's part of me, there's the like straight, like hardcore logical side of me that says there's no difference whatsoever at, like, if you're listening to an audiobook, as long as it's, you know, unabridged kind of a thing, there's no difference. It's sort of like saying, like, if a blind person listened to an audiobook, would you get down on them for, like, not having read the book, like not reading it in braille? You wouldn't do that. So I think that, like, an audiobook, if you listen to an audiobook, is the same as reading it from a strictly what's the word I'm looking for, like, logical sense of it. But there's, like, the bibliophile side of me that is a whole planetary system over there, that says, well, I mean, you didn't read the book, now did you? There's part of me that says, like, yeah, you need to see the letters on the page in order for you to count it as reading the book. I mean, and do I need to specify, you know, well, and where I've fallen into now in my own brain is that I have to specify that, oh no, it was an audiobook. Which is weird, because then when you say that, like, there's almost like a part of somebody, like, who go, like, oh, like, it's weird, like, I don't know, like, it's the logic side of me saying there's no difference, absolutely, like, at all, but I don't know, I don't know, it's very strange, and I don't know how to, like, work it out in my mind to make it seem different, I suppose. Like, does it need to be different? Do I need to specify that it was an audiobook? Can I just say, yeah, I read it, it's fine. Listen, no, totally read it. This is a whole big planetary system. Let's run a dubstep here in case we can pick up this star yet. Nope, we cannot. It looks like it's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and an outlier 6 satellites around it. Yeah, so I just don't know. I don't know from now on if I'm going to continue to specify that it was an audiobook that I listened to, or if I'm just going to say, yeah, I read it. Because, yeah, I just don't know if there's a difference. Alright, let's slow it down again. Let's run this D scanner. There we go, we got 1. It wasn't the star. Let's run it again, as soon as we can. There it goes. Wow, there we go. 11. Oh, it's big. Okay, let's take a peek-see. Yeah, I don't know. It's like, it's one of the, like, and I don't, it's a strange sort of social, I want to just quickly, oh, it actually says which one I'm looking around too. Interesting. Art McLean. Well done, Art. You just discovered all these things. And you can route to these? I suppose if it was a different... Huh. I don't know why you would need to route to something. I don't know. It's a strange social thing that I'm running into, and I don't know how to, like, resolve it in my mind yet. But when I do, I'll definitely just ramble on for 20 minutes about it. Yeah. On the other hand, on a brighter, lighter, easier, funner, interesting kind of fun note, is that, related to last week where I was talking about how I'd installed that radio and whatnot, like, that was the first sort of, like, modifications I've ever done, like, to the wiring of a car. Like, I had, like, to, like, solder some wiring harnesses together and things like that, which is something I haven't done a lot of before, and certainly nothing in a car, but it makes, like, doing sort of, like, those, like, power, like, any kind of electrical thing in a car, like, a lot easier to do. Like, it's not intimidating anymore. Like, I'm not scared of it. I'm not scared. I mean, if that's what you're wondering. Because I think before, like, I mean, you think about, like, you know, you're doing the electrical system, and it's not like a house electrics where you're worried about, like, electrocuting yourself. Like, mostly I'm worried about, you know, doing something and then my car not working. Ah, come on, slow. Thank you. Or, you know, doing something and having, like, you know, like, blowing fuses or something like that. And it's worrisome. I mean, it's not... but having done this now, like, doing the install on the radio and having to do all that wiring and whatnot, like, a lot of that intimidation is gone. And now some of the little other projects that I really want to do, which involve me, you know, modifying the electrical system, don't seem like that far-fetched. And in fact, I'm starting to buy, I got some of them on my desk here, parts to do that with. So I don't know, it's pretty interesting. Like, it's sort of like a new age. It's a new age in the world of John Oldfield Noden'gin. Wrong destination, there we go. Yeah, where I can, like, you know, I can do modifications to the electrical system of my car, and I can make the car more of what I want it to be, or have more of the features that I want it to have, specifically. And I think that's, I don't know, that's different. It's a brave new world for me and my automotive, enjoyment. This is a really weird, just weird episode, you know? I don't even know what's going on anymore. You know what? I got all these things to kind of discover. But I'm seriously considering just saying fuck it and doing it off camera. Let's take a look at this moon. Let's just do this moon up real quick, just because I can. And just a lot of rocks to look at, and this will be... I really wanted to see if it was a, so I'm kind of hoping there'd be like a station in this area, but I don't think there is. Yeah, so I think I'm just gonna discover these things off camera, and we'll come back in on our way somewhere else next episode. And hopefully it will be a little bit more, I don't know, straightforward, and there won't be as many, it won't be weird. Maybe it won't be weird. Guys, this episode was weird. I made it weird, didn't I? I made it really weird. I'm sorry I made it so weird. I'm gonna fly past this at 1,000,000 miles an hour. I hope you don't mind. Alright, there we go. Okay, yeah, there we go. Now we're looking back at this. We didn't fly past it. Fuck it. Have a good night. Ciao, I love you. Good night.